Hey everybody, it's Kelly O'Black for this week's Sketch It Out Thursday. I am using a sketch from the Sketch Savvy blog spot. It's sketch number 44 from September 30th of 2010. It's an oldie but a goodie. I love Susan Stringfellow's sketches. So I'm going to scrapbook these photos of my stepson and his family from my granddaughter's newborn photo shoot. And these will just go in their regular album, but a special section. So I have this gorgeous paper. It's this gold floral embossed paper from Recollections. It's the foil paper from Michaels, really. And I wanted to use a big piece of it. So I found a 2-photo sketch with a huge piece of paper, and that's what I decided, why I decided to use this sketch. I have that gorgeous background paper as well. That is from Reminisce, Oh Baby Girl, and it's this Heaven Sent paper. Now I have a couple layers of paper, pattern paper here. They're in the sketch. And that, by the way, the full address of that website is sketchsavvy, savvy.blogspot.com. So I'm going to use that plaid paper, which is from Echo Park Bundle of Joy, and it's the Baby Girl plaid. And then I'm taking this polka dot paper, which is from Echo Park Bundle of Joy. It's the Baby Floral, and I'm using my EK Success Embossed Dot Scallop Pinch for that particular layer there. And I do have little pieces of these left because there's a couple other spots where there is more pattern paper. I am actually using my Creative Memories corner rounder punch there to round corners of paper, which is something I rarely do. It's just a nice different look. You know, we all used to round lots of corners and don't do that quite as much anymore, at least if you've been scrapbooking for a while. So I knew I was going to ink these edges, but I kind of wanted to get the positioning down. So I'm coming in with my Tim Holtz Vintage Photo Distress ink here to ink those edges. And that's just going to put a little shadow at the edge of the paper, help blend collections together, and just delineate the papers in the foreground from the papers in the background. So I'm having to go in between all my scallops here. It does emboss a dot on these. This punch does, but if you don't press hard, it won't emboss anything on it, just so that you know. Now, the title of this comes from that card there, which says, "We Are So Excited," and that is from the Echo Park Bundle of Joy Girl Journaling cards, and that is a cut apart. It's not actual journaling cards, I guess. You have to cut them apart. Anyway, so I decided to take this opportunity to use some of my rather large stash of washi tape. So I'm taking this piece of gold foil washi, which is from Target, and I was kind of trying to decide where that was going to land in relation to where all the photographs and other pieces were. So I'm playing around a little bit with these. The one thing I don't like about it, there's kind of a line in this gold tape, but oh well, it's fine. It's kind of a glittery tape, which I do like. And I don't use my washi tape enough, so anytime I get an opportunity to do that, I like to use it. And you can see that ink is really helping that polka dot paper edge stand out. Otherwise, it would be very hard to delineate it from the background because the color down there is almost the same as the color of the paper. And here we go again. And I haven't completely started the edge on the left properly there, quote, but I know I'm going to put something over there, so I'm not so worried about it. And here I'm taking one of my scraps to kind of figure out how much paper I'm going to use for this particular cluster, because there is another cluster of pattern paper strips down here. I'm not arranging these strips exactly as they were on the sketch, but you know, just making them work for me. And that's a good thing to do when you're using basically what are offcuts and that kind of a thing. So scraps. Trying to use what I have, because gosh knows I have plenty of paper. All right, so getting that one down. I'm just trying to position it so it makes sense. I don't want it sticking out that the paper there to stick out too far to the right side, so I have to trim it a little bit there. It was looking a little long to me. All right, now I'm just adding this tape there. That gold tape was bothering me. It looked like it didn't, I don't know, it was just hanging out there. So now that I've put the heart tape on there, and that heart tape is from crepe paper, that looks like it's part of the paper layers on the bottom of the photo. And then I'll add the heart here as well. I think the gold was like a little bit too bright, too dark compared to all the pink. And now I'm adding more layers up, paper layers up here. There's a little bit of paper on the sketch right here. And I'm going to basically add in all of the elements that I have in the other two paper strip clusters. I don't know what else to call them. Okay. All right, adding a little bit of the tape. That heart paper, I don't or the heart paper, the heart tape, I don't remember what crepe paper collection it was from. That I don't have down. It was one of the Valentine's Day collections, I know that, but it's a couple of years old. And I just pulled some different washi tapes that I thought might work with this layout, and ended up with both of them on the layout. So I don't use my washi tape as much as I need to. I have a lot of it, as do a lot of us, but I use it much more now that I have it in the Michaels container, because it's right to the right, it's below my desk, right to the right of my hand. All right, so I'm going to add in this sticker that says "You Are So Beautiful." That is from the Echo Park Sweet Baby Girl Elements stickers. And I'm putting it on the wax paper there just to make sure that I don't need to like cut anything off. And I'm glad I did that, because I decided I wanted to cut a little bit of that heart washi off. And then I found this sticker that says "Precious" from that element sticker sheet. So I'll add that in, and that's just going to go off the edge there, and I'll just you know, clip that off. Just because the papers are going off, I wanted the sticker to go off the edge of the layout as well. I like this flower. Brings in some of the turquoise in the pattern papers there. And then this cute little sticker that says "Tiny but Mighty." And then there was one more flower here that will make a really nice cluster of 3 using those odd numbers elements. Doesn't have to be 3. 1, 5, 3, 7. It's your it's a rule of odd numbers. Our eyes like that better. And then I'll add a little bit of dimension with my foam tape here. That's the roll you can get at Amazon, and I've had mine for more than 2 years. It lasts forever. And I use a lot of foam tape. If you watch me work, you know that. And then I'm going to add a heart in the top cluster there. I'm sorry guys, this got a little high. There I go. A heart there, and then a heart here, and I'll put some dimension behind those hearts as well, just so that not everything on the page is so flat. There's lots of layers here, tons and tons of layers. I'm being inspired. I layer anyway, quite a bit, but I'm watching Shamel's layer by layer class right now. I think that's what it's called, layer by layer. And so that's got me even thinking more about layers than I normally do. Okay, so just getting everything glued down. It's layer on layer, by the way. Now I'm going to add some sequins here, and these are just miscellaneous sequins that I picked up at a craft store. I don't remember what the vendor is. They're fairly large. Actually, I looked at using even larger ones, but pulled back with that. So I'm trying to decide like how many to use in each cluster. It's like if I use 3 in every cluster, it gets to be a little bit much. So I'm playing with that one right there until I get it. You know how hard it is to make it look like you just threw them down, but really you definitely engineered where they went. At least if you've used sequins, you know that. Unless you do just throw them down. More power to you for being so relaxed. I am not good at that. I am using my glue dots to attach sequins. I just find that it works better for me than attaching with liquid glue. I know some people do that and that works well for them. It might be my climate. Okay. Just about have those done. There's no actual title going on here. The We Are So Excited from the 3x4 card. There is the title here. And that card, just in case I didn't say that, is from the Bundle of Joy Girl Journaling cards. And those are cut-aparts. So there's just still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you guys are well, and we'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye!